Hi, I'm Dr. Kelly Starrett with the Ready State, and I want to talk about a dream that I have. And that dream is that every household in America has access to an H-Wave. One of the reasons we believe that the H-Wave is the premier technology for at-home recovery is because it crosses so many demands and so many needs of a typical person. So oftentimes we become H-Wave aware when we suddenly are in surgery or post-surgery or we've had chronic pain. And those are certainly fantastic uses for the H-Wave. We know that we can increase blood flow, we can decongest a tissue after trauma, after surgery. We know that we have on-demand pain relief. And certainly what I want us to appreciate is we don't always have to have some kind of criticality defining moment where we're like, oh, I should engage in this technology. One of the things that we talk a lot about is that pain is a normal part of the human experience. Your children are going to be in pain. If you're using your body, you're going to bang yourself, you're going to step off a curb, you're going to overdo it. And one of the things that we see regularly is that most people, their strategy is just to cover it up with some kind of non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drug or maybe ice, or they just wait until maybe it gets better on its own and we sort of diminish our capacity and we just limp around. If we have access to an H-Wave, when something pops up, we can go ahead and just minister to it right away. Sprain an ankle, playing pickleball, no problem. I'm gonna go ahead and jump on that right away because we can start to normalize that the athletic experience, even the physical human experience, is probably gonna lead us to injury, trauma, tweaks, a little bit of swelling, a little bit of soreness. But if we have a way of managing that at home, oftentimes we never have to take the next step of waiting around, seeing a professional person, simply because we've done a good job of immediately initiating sort of at-home care, which means, hey, I can manage congestion at any point, right? That's part of my responsibility and right as a human, and I can give myself some on-demand pain relief before I feel like I need to take the next step. One of the other parts of this spectrum that doesn't get appreciated is that we don't always have to just wait until we have trauma or soreness. One of the things about this technology is that we've been utilizing it in a high-performance way for a long time. And anytime I can have a tech that simultaneously can use on my way to the Olympics and after I've sprained my elbow or tweaked a wrist or smoked my back doing something, I am here for it. And one of the reasons is that we've discovered that we can actually have our elite athletes read middle-aged mountain biker guy who says, hey, I have overdone it, or I want to go ride tomorrow. And the same technology and ideas that we might use to help manage pain or manage swelling or trauma, I can actually apply to just wellness. This same tech goes on my quads, and if I just pump for an hour, that's going to help remove the garbage, help bring the groceries back in. And what we see is we can decrease session costs, which means that as a middle-aged person, for example, I can ride my bike and be a little bit fresher the next day. I can go to the gym and go ahead and jump into that pickleball game. The key here is that when we look at the spectrum of capacity of the human, number one, I want to pay less of a price for the exercise and the fun that I'm doing, especially if I'm going on vacation and doing something for multiple days. And simultaneously, I want to have a plan for when I overdo it, when I'm a little bit sensitized, when I've got some congestion, when I've just ended up putting myself into a pain cave. Having a strategy that crosses all of those silos is really remarkable. And what's nice is that when this technology, this H-Wave, becomes part of your regular use, it's not so weird to jump on an airplane, have some swelling, get home and manage the swelling. It's not so weird to say, hey, I just rode this big epic bike ride and my knees are a little bit sore, I can decongest. Or hey, my daughter's playing water polo and she's just been in this tournament and has overdone it. Let's go ahead and just decongest it and get that thing full of blood. And it turns out this technology goes up and down the chain beautifully, and it's why it is the premier at-home recovery device.